Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. You're watching the Dimension of Despondo's channel. What I want to talk about today is Bioshock Infinite. After watching the trailer, the gameplay trailer, and the teaser trailer, um, there's a lot of indications that I've observed that would this universe or this game could very well be a prequel to Bioshock 1 and 2, even though the developers have said that it is not a direct prequel or sequel to that game. Um, Maybe not, but that could mean a lot of things. So what I'm going to point out is some of the elements in which I've observed that could definitely make it a to where the city of Rapture and Andrew Ryan and the things therein are could very well be connected in some way and be in the same universe. One of the things that I've noticed um, very well that Elizabeth could very well be a version of a big sister, and him, which I believe is actually I've learned that they just announced on May 23rd. His name is Songbird, who is her guardian, which when in the gameplay trailer, Songbird is actually makes it's a direct soundbite from what the Big Daddy actually makes. He could be a prototype. Well, he could be in something that could lead to that technology being developed later on. One of the possibilities is that even if this is not a direct sequel or a prequel or whatever, because it does take place in 1912 and Bioshock 1 takes place in 1959. Um, and I forget when Bioshock 2 actually takes place. It's like 10 years after. It was like 1968 or something like that. But it very well could be that the genetic tech that is in Bioshock Infinite is lost and then somehow rediscovered by either Andrew Ryan or his constituents in Rapture. And they might have had to build them from the ground up. And I know that they're actually called something different in Bioshock Infinite. They're not called plasmids, but I don't remember what they're called, but they do have a different name. And actually, they are, from what I've seen from the gameplay trailer, that they look more powerful, a lot more powerful. You could not, in Bioshock Infinite, the uh, telekinesis power, you could only just pick stuff up and throw it, where the telekinetic power that they show in the gameplay trailer of Infinite, you can grab a gun and you can actually control the gun and shoot it in midair, and there's several other indications that it's more advanced in that place. With Rapture had been hidden for so long, and it was kept hidden, it's very well that the America saw this, Columbia, that was supposed to be this great thing that they did, but then it collapsed and a lot of things went bad. Um, but So that's why the Rapture probably was secret, because Andrew Ryan he would actually have wanted it to be able to do all this stuff and have all these things, but they had to keep it away from the government. They had to keep it away from, the moral implications. That's probably why, he may have believed in what he believed in with government and religion, but he had a secondary alternative that, the government saw that they made a mistake and they didn't want to have anything like that ever again. Because as far as I know, from watching the end of what I think, I can't remember if it's Bioshock 1 or 2, where one of your endings is that when you come out from the water, you actually, some of the splicers get out. And from the other endings, I don't really think that it was something that was being practiced on the mainland whatsoever. It was only in Rapture. Um, Also, too, um, something that's kind of unrelated. Um, the Bioshock series kind of is acting kind of like the way that um, the Halloween series acted, where Halloween 1 was made and then they made Halloween 2, but Halloween 2 was only, mainly a continuation of Halloween 1. It was just that same night, but, further on through the night. Well, Bioshock 2 doesn't do that exactly because it does take about 10 years afterwards, but it's still in Rapture and it's still part of the same thing. But then when they went to Halloween 3, it completely changed, and it was something that the format of what they wanted to do, they didn't want it just to have it one single story. They wanted to have Halloween and have different movies throughout, the sequels, and not have it related to Michael Myers at all, because he was supposed to have been dead. So that's why they came up with the crappy Halloween 3. But, and Bioshock is kind of doing that, and they kind of said that a little bit. It's a franchise revolving around the same idea. And Halloween kind of did that too. So it's, but thank God that Bioshock Infinite actually looks quite a bit better than Halloween 3 looked to the franchises. It was a piece of crap. So, um, yeah, I can't really think of anything right off too much else offhand. They're just some of those things that could make it to where it's linked, because there are a lot of similarities and there are a lot of things that could easily carry on over, from what happened in Colombia, and what was going on there could have easily been, confiscated, and, of course, used by Andrew Ryan and the people of Rapture once again, or that research was, they basically had to like rediscover it, basically, or maybe they, but any which way, I'm hoping, crossing my fingers, that it will be somewhat like that, and hopefully with the who knows, because they're coming up with a Bioshock prequel novel here later this year, which it talks about the building of Rapture and everything that came into it. So maybe, just maybe, it might indicate something to Bioshock Infinite. Who knows? Um, but the game won't be released till 2012, so just fiending for it. So, but anyway, if any of you have any other thoughts, I would like to hear them.